Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater, and today we got to see the very first teaser trailer for Todd Phillips, the Joker. Or, well, Joker, really. This has been a hotly anticipated movie, one that people were aching to see something on. People last night at CinemaCon got to check it out at the Warner Brothers presentation. They all came out going, "Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! It's amazing! It's amazing!" And then, of course, this morning, we all got to watch it. Here's the thing. It didn't wow me. Not at all. And I think here's that we got to know is, for one, I'm a big Todd Phillips fan. I love all three Hangovers. Number two, not as much as one and three, but I love all those. I love all of his movies for the most part. I think they've been great. And the guy knows how to do dark comedy, which is one of the things that really attracted me to seeing this particular project come through. Martin Scorsese, I believe, is a producer, or at least he was kind of hinted at as a producer for a while. And it seems that he still heavily influenced the film, considering that Joaquin Phoenix's Arthur character is more based off of Travis Bickle than the Clown Prince of Crime, which I kind of find to be a little bit on the problematic side, if I'm being honest with you. The trailer itself is interesting. It's very eye-catching, very well shot. Looks like it's very well directed. Joaquin Phoenix delivers the kind of performance we know from Joaquin Phoenix, something that also comes across as wholly different than Jared Leto's take on the Joker from Suicide Squad back in 2016. There's a lot of elements there that make it seem like it's going to be this great, big, epic movie, even though it's ultimately not, and it's a small character study film with probably a relatively modest budget of around like 50 million or something. It gives us a different side of Gotham, showing us the story of a man who's been completely just kicked down by society, treated like crap, never really wanted to harm a fly until he was pushed too far and he went over the edge, and he basically at that point becomes an alter ego who doesn't care anymore, who's nihilistic and just destructive, all about anarchy and chaos, and becomes a character that we know and ultimately love, even though it's a love-hate relationship. That is obviously what the movie is intending to convey. It just didn't do it for me. It just didn't really do it for me at all. Like, I was watching it with my girlfriend, and when it was over, she was like, "So what was that supposed to tell us?" Like, it just, and here's why I think the marketing failed in this particular thing. They're not calling this the first trailer. They're calling this the teaser trailer, that this is just a tease of what the movie's going to come. It's a 2-minute and 33-second teaser trailer. You don't put out 2-minute teaser trailers. A trailer is like a full 2.5 minutes, equating, to what it might be if you go get a lap dance at a strip club. That's kind of a good rule of thumb, by the way, about 2.5 minutes, just so you know. More you know, hashtag. Anyway, it's 2.5 minutes long. It's a tease of just a collection of different scenes, giving us kind of a look into the subtle madness and decay of the mind of Arthur, to where he becomes this villainous character. Now, we don't know how much of the movie is going to be what we saw in the trailer. Some have said online that it appears to be like the first half of the movie, or the first, right around the first half, getting us the full Joker mode by the last part of the movie. And then what's going to be interesting about this film is we're going on this ride with this character who we're not supposed to like. So obviously he's not going to be a likable guy in the beginning, but they are probably going to try to make him relatable to some extent in order to showcase why his downfall into crime is such a tragedy. And I get that it might be a case, but again, didn't wow me. Like, I can see what's there. The puzzle pieces all fit. You know what I mean? Like, the puzzle pieces all fit for what they were attempting to do. But when I'm looking at the big picture, when I take a step back, it's kind of like, it'd be like if a Van Gogh painting was, put out there by a 3-year-old. You're like, I get what they were going for, but it is pretty far away from its mark. Because what maybe, look, and I'll be honest with you, maybe my expectations for this movie were too high right off the bat. My non-liking of the trailer is not going to, not my non-liking. I wasn't wowed by it. I watched it a few times. I found parts of it entertaining. I liked the laugh. I liked the way he looks in makeup. I liked Zazie Beetz is going to be in it. Robert De Niro is going to be in it. Like, you see, Thomas Wayne. They changed Arkham State Hospital from Arkham Asylum. I don't know why. Maybe because they really want to differentiate this as being an Elseworlds story. But again, I don't know. Maybe it's because, too, I feel like the DCEU is in a very bad place, and this is the start of that. This is the start of that downfall. Now, this is meant to be a standalone movie, not connected to the greater narrative, not connected to the greater universe, taking place in the 1980s, not present day. You know, Thomas Wayne is alive. Batman hasn't been formed yet. We don't, you know, where all of these things haven't happened. We have a different Joker down the road, you know, in that universe, and I think that's the problem. I think that might be another part of it too. Is I'm looking at Warner Brothers, and this is the first movie coming out of their "we don't know what the hell to do" phase. And this is going to possibly confuse the audience that has grown over the past 5, 6 years almost of having interconnected films. They released a trailer for this coming out right before the release of another movie that is part of the greater DCEU. They're releasing this film and showing it could confuse audiences. That is, unless they do find a way through post-production, or it was maybe planned all the way along to connect everything together. The trailer, interesting. It's a teaser. Give me a story trailer, and I think we'll have a better conversation here. Give me some of that dark Todd Phillips comedy that I've known come to very much love over the years, and give me something there that's not going to be just another kind of normal man turned gangster but with clown makeup on story. I don't want that. I've seen that. I want this to be darkly DC. I want this to fit in the realm of the DC world. I don't want it to just be another character study. Oh, we're taking the Joker character and we're just going to turn it on its ear and really get to the meat of who Joker is. We don't really need that, I think. We don't need that type of deconstruction of the character. You want multi-layered, nuanced villains, obviously. That makes a lot of sense, but we don't necessarily need it here without him having a protagonist that he can be an antagonist to. This is where I feel this movie could either really work or this movie could ultimately fail. But I will say, listen, I thought that Venom was going to suck, and I found myself quite enjoying it. Even though that was a standalone thing, not within even though it's tangentially connected to the greater Sony Marvel Cinematic Universe through Spider-Man and whatnot. And that went on to do $800 million. So listen, I could be wrong. I enjoyed it, and I'll admit if I'm wrong. This first trailer was not very good. And I just kind of want to end it on this whole note too. Warner Brothers is terrible at marketing things. They are absolutely terrible at marketing pretty much anything related to the DCEU or DC in general. They're terrible at marketing. They screw it up all the time. It's been so bad over the span of the last 7 years. So this could just be another one of their follies. That might be where it's at. I am going to reserve judgment on the film itself until I see it in October. And you bet your ass I'm going to be there at a preview screening, or if they do one of those early screenings, I'm going to be there for that as well. The movie's already got my money. That's already been established at this point. What I'm talking about, what I'm referring to is that this teaser trailer, the tonality of which it presents, the characters of which it presents, and the fact that as a whole 2-minute, 30-second package just didn't wow me that much, because I do have a grand love of the DCEU, and ultimately this particular aspect of it, I think fails when they start trying to shift it away. But you know what? I'll make a whole video about that as to not bog this one down. Anyway, if I'm wrong and you disagree, write it down below. I want to hear it. If you like what I have to say, if you kind of agree with me, toss it a like. If you disagree with me, toss it a like too. Subscribe if you're new. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great